Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord is his name. That strengtheneth the spoiled against the strong, so that the spoiled shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Forasmuch therefore as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Through the prophet Joel, God spoke of astonishing signs in the heavens. God gave this message to Joel for those living in the last days, saying, "And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." When many of these signs have taken place, many will try to make an attempt to explain them away as extreme cyclical events rather than signs from God. To be sure, the Bible prophecy clearly shows that God will be the author of them. And we are indeed living in the last days. And in the months of May and June, there have been many signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. Many were able to experience the lunar eclipse of the year on May 16th that was visible in the Western Hemisphere across the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Some other interesting conjunctions that took place were on June 11th with Venus and Uranus, May 29th, Mars and Jupiter conjunction, April 5th, Mars and Saturn, April 12th, Jupiter and Neptune, April 18th, Mercury, Uranus, April 30th, Venus and Jupiter, and in March, there were 3 other conjunctions as well. It is hard to imagine, but a large number of people are very unconcerned and are likely to dismiss many of the signs that will take place as random occurrences. In Genesis 1:14 through 18, it says, "And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for the lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." Always use the Bible as your guide for encouragement, strength, wisdom, and discernment. It mentions many of the things that have taken place and will be taking place in the very near future. Jupiter, the giant planet, reaches opposition on September 26, which happens to be during the time of Feast of Trumpets, and its closest approach to Earth in 70 years. This is a once-in-a-lifetime treat to view Jupiter at its best, including Jupiter's moons. The Jupiter planet reaches opposition on Monday, the 26th of September, and the giant planet will be at its brightest for the entire year. Opposition is when planet Earth is passing between the Sun and a planetary object, in this case Jupiter. The entire disk of Jupiter will be illuminated at night. This means we get to capture Jupiter at its fullest, similar to watching the full moon. There's an added bonus this year. Not only is Jupiter in opposition, but it's also approaching its own perihelion, which is the closest a planet gets to the Sun in its orbit. So as Jupiter hits its opposition en route, the giant planet is closer to Earth at this opposition than it has been since 1951, and it won't occur again until the year 2129, 107 years from now. So of course, it is something that we can say is so close, and at opposition it will be 367 million miles away. It can be as far as 600 million miles. You can find the brightest star anytime between nightfall and midnight. Just look towards the east after sunset as Jupiter ascends. It crosses the sky overnight and then sets before the sunset in the west. Together with Mercury, Jupiter is the only planet with essentially no tilt to its axis, which is why its moons can appear so aligned. You may not see all of them at once as they rotate the planet. The reason why this is so significant is because it happens to take place during the Feast of Trumpets, and the Lord does tell us in the Bible that there will be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. Luke 21:25 through 33.
And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree, and all the trees. When they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting, and drunkenness, and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And in the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out, and abode in the mount that is called the Mount of Olives. And all the people came early in the morning to him in the temple, for to hear him.